My brothers and sisters, Yali Madat, I want to start my message by discussing the state of the pandemic in the USA. Throughout much of our country, we are seeing record levels of COVID-19 infections. This trend has been and continues to be of concern. As the virus spreads, I once again want to urge and remind all Jamaati members of the tremendous power and responsibility each one of us has to minimize the spread of this dangerous virus. Please make it a priority to practice physical distancing, wear protective face coverings in public, maintain the highest standards of personal hygiene, and avoid unnecessary social gatherings. Please do not plan or participate in social engagements or outings that can be avoided at this time. We have conflicting directives sometimes from various regulatory authorities, and at times it is hard to know what to do. I want to clearly state that at this time, all health professionals are urging everyone not to let their guard down on precautions, which includes wearing a face covering and avoiding social gatherings. All of us must redouble our efforts to protect our own health as well as that of our family, the Jamaat, and our community, and take every precaution. The recent rise in COVID-19 infections continues to bring uncertainty for many school-going children. As we approach the fall, many families in the Jamaat are having to face decisions about sending children back to school or to participate virtually. These decisions can be difficult to navigate and involve many factors. If you need additional information or are seeking guidance, please reach out to your local education board for targeted information specific to your schools. You can do so by calling the Access Helpline at 1-844-552-2237. On a different topic, throughout the summer months, many of our children are taking part in various Jamaati and non-Jamaati virtual camps and other youth programs. Today, I want to take an opportunity to highlight one such global program. The education boards for the United States, UK, Portugal, Canada, and France recently launched a global STEM festival. This program allows children ages 3 to 17 to develop their critical thinking, problem solving, research, and technology skills. The program is 100% virtual and allows children to pick a topic of interest to them, learn more about it, do projects, and optionally participate in a global festival finale on August 29th and 30th, where the submissions, along with those of Jamaati members from around the world, will be profiled online. For more information, please visit the.ismaili/STEM Festival. Lastly, I trust you and your family participated and enjoyed the various online programs presented last weekend to mark Imamat Day of our beloved Maulana Hazri Imam. While these sorts of programs are no doubt entertaining and allow us to connect with the local and global Jamaat, they also give us a chance to see the true depth of diversity within our Jamaat. I hope you noticed this diversity as you were watching. As a USA Jamaat, we are indeed more diverse than many of us may realize. An increasing number of us are US born. We have Jamaati members from different traditions who speak different languages. These are but a few of the dimensions of diversity with which our Jamaat is blessed. Of course, the thread that unites all of us is our common love for Maulana Hazri Imam and our shared values. Last weekend, and through other programs, we see these values and our love for the Imam expressed through the universal language of music, dance, and art in a way that is unique to each one of us. In today's program, we focus on another universal language, sports. And we will see how for many Jamaati members, sports is a way of life and how it allows them to maintain a healthy mind, body, and soul. I trust you will find this program enjoyable. In the end, I urge you again not to let your guard down and remind you that at this time, all health professionals are urging everyone not to let their guard down on precautions, which includes wearing a face covering and avoiding social gatherings. Until next time, I wish you and your family best of health. Ya Ali Madad.
Yali Madad, and welcome to Sundays with Us. My name is Rahil Ramzanli, and today we'll be exploring and celebrating sports. Today we'll talk about the importance of sports and physical activity, the lessons it can teach us, how it brings communities together, and the synergy it has with our faith and values. We'll also meet many Ismaili athletes to hear about their experiences and various sports programs that have been launched, from national tournaments to global competitions, and Seva and volunteer opportunities these programs have provided. I myself have been a sports journalist for the last 13 years and was recently working with ESPN Houston. I obtained my degree at the University of Texas, and I've had the opportunity to interview athletes like Kobe Bryant, Deshaun Watson, and Jose Altuve, plus cover teams like the 2017 World Series Astros. Sports is the ultimate celebration of life and competition, and I'm really looking forward to meeting our athletes and exploring all of their great stories with you today. As some of you know, Maulana Hazir Imam has been an athlete since his youth and has emphasized the significance of sports through various speeches. As a champion skier, Maulana Hazir Imam represented Iran in the men's downhill skiing event at the Olympic Winter Games at Innsbruck, Austria in 1964. He also won the 1962 Robert of Kandahar Cup at Davos, Switzerland for downhill skiing. Maulana Hazir Imam also played soccer at Harvard on the university team. He has joked that he owes his Harvard degree to his left foot. Maulana Hazir Imam also played ice hockey, table tennis, and ran track and field with Prince Amin. Sporting events can help improve human relations through diplomacy by promoting peace building through the culture of positive competition. Today, we hope to share inspiring views and actions from around the world, stemming from the encounter of people, places, sports, and everything in between. We'll share stories that bring people together in victory or defeat, sharing their moments of joy and sorrow while strengthening the human bonds with the friendship and service that's attached with sports. This impulse of kinship and love for one another is what being human is all about. We hope to explore some of these same stories and experiences with you today. To kick it off, let's first watch a video from the 2019 USIG National Tournament, which took place during the Thanksgiving weekend in Austin, Texas.
Since the 1980s, Jamaati sports festivals have been organized in the United States to engage athletes across the country. Through the organization of sports tournaments, Ismaili athletes, volunteers, and spectators from across the United States Jamaat have come together to celebrate excellence in sports and underscore the unity of a diverse Jamaat.
Clinics, camps, and tournaments have been a huge part of my life growing up in the Ismaili community. I would look forward to meeting my brothers and sisters from across the country to join in competition and celebration. And while the games themselves are a highlight, It's the mentorship aspect and the ability to connect with the youth of the Jamaat that is the true gold medal for me. Now let's hear from some of our athletes and coaches about what influence sports have played in their lives.
Ya Ali Madad. My name is Salima Jivani and I play throwball for the Atlanta Firebirds. I would say throwball has taught me discipline, along with the ability to work with my team in order to succeed. I believe that teamwork is crucial in throwball as we all have to communicate and support each other at all times. My most memorable experience playing throwball has been attending various tournaments in different states, including the 2019 Ismaili Games. During these tournaments, it was delightful seeing so many families coming together to cheer each other on. Regardless of the scoreboard, I was sure to have a great time and always learn something new during these experiences. All in all, throwball has been a wonderful and knowledgeable experience, and I am extremely thankful to play sports with the Ismaili community.
My name is Inar Shamji, and I play water polo and swim. From a young age, I've been a part of a swim team, and I have formed such a close community there. I would have never imagined the friendships and bonds that I would have made. Currently, I attend Venice High School, and I am on the water polo and swim team there. I would say that one of my favorite memories is at my first game in freshman year. Something happened during that game, and I really developed my confidence. About halfway through, my teammate, who was a captain at the time, passed me the ball and I shot it in the upper right-hand corner. I was so happy and my teammates cheered me on. One of the most memorable things I learned was that my teammates were there for me and we were a community. At the Ismaili Games, I remember everybody cheering one another on and nobody was left unnoticed. This was one of my favorite parts, and I hope that we can come together and celebrate once again.
Hello friends, this is Shafiq from Atlanta. I want to take this opportunity to share my experience with the sport of cricket. In sports generally you talk about the joy of victory and the agony of defeat. And I think from my personal experiences, there's a third element that I've been fortunate enough to experience through the sport, which is the thrill of friendship. These are the moments that I really cherish because that makes me feel that it's not just about me and the sport, it's about the impact that I'm able to create through the sport. Whether it's through sports or other means, follow your passion, respect the talent, and as I always tell my players, whether they are cricketers or non-cricketers, be passionate, remain humble, and always stay hungry. I am humbled that this sport has given me the opportunity to be a partaker and then at the same time build experiences that are going to last with me for a long, long time. So once again, be passionate, remain humble, and always stay hungry. Thank you very much.
Yali Madad everyone, my name is Zara Hussein Ali and I'm a throwball player. I grew up playing sports, but as life got busy with family and kids, everything was forgotten. When I started playing throwball again, it reminded me the importance of sports and a healthy lifestyle. It showed me how to be resilient and to persevere through the toughest times. It allowed me a much needed personal time and an opportunity to make new friends. My teammates are like my family now. I hope seeing all these women play throwball will encourage my daughters and many other young girls like them to adapt sports as a healthy lifestyle choice and keep them connected to our community. Inshallah. Yali Madad.
Yali Madad, my name is Sarah Mita and I'm a swimmer. Being involved with swimming at a very young age taught me about not just playing the sport itself, but as life as a whole. Being a part of a team taught me skills, life lessons, and how to take care of my health and my fitness. Swimming influenced how I started to build body positivity and my confidence. The most memorable experience I had with swimming was when I was able to talk to the youth of my Jamaat about how swimming was impacting them in such a positive way.
Yeah, my name is Sarah Sardar. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas, and I play cricket. Playing cricket has taught me resilience and adapting to different circumstances. From playing in the scorching summer heat to the cold winter mornings. One of my favorite memories revolves around a circumstance like this. When we were finally told we would get to play Houston, we drove all the way to Dallas and played in a cold night. We had never practiced at night before, and the cold added another depth of challenge. We weren't able to win that game, but we took back a lot and learned a lot from them.
Ya Halimadak. My name is Alina Jivraj, and I'm 16 years old, and I go to Spring Jamaat Khana in Houston, Texas. Volleyball has not only taught me many valuable life skills, such as time management, work ethic, responsibility, determination, and many more traits, but it has also made me feel closer to my Jamaat. My most memorable experience playing volleyball was definitely being a part of the winning team at the U.S. Ismaili Games held in Austin, Texas last year. The amount of support and encouragement that was shown and given by all members of the Jamaat has really impacted me and shown me how important it is to stay involved and connected with our Ismaili community. By playing volleyball and staying active, I'm fulfilling Haji Imam's vision of incorporating fitness in our daily life. By playing volleyball for my school, a competitive club, and for the Jamaat, it has given me a sense of belonging and has empowered me to conquer my fears and set high expectations for myself. Thank you, and Yali Madat.
Hi, my name is Nur Musa and I play tennis. Tennis has taught me to work harder and that the more time I put into something, the more I will get out of it. And I apply this to every part of my life. I have also made many amazing friends in practice and at tournaments. My most memorable experience playing tennis was the U.S. Ismaili Games. It rained the first day, so we had to play several games the next day and didn't get done until late at night. But even though we were all opponents and playing against each other and were very tired, we were all supporting one another and great team players. Thank you for listening to my tennis experience.
Yani Madad, my name is Seva Ajjoub. I'm from Salamia, from Syria. I live in Chicago. I started very young playing sport like basketball, gymnastics, swimming, and athletic. Throwball influenced in my life and taught me resilience, disciplines, and being more patient. And playing throwball gave me an outlet I never had before. It's how I reconnected with the Ismaili community, where I felt empowered and determined to conquer my fear and my goal. Encouraged me to prioritize health and fitness, which is still I carry with me today. The best part for me that I made countless memories with my team, especially when we went to national. We met a lot of teams, learned a lot of different experiences as well. At the end, it doesn't matter lose or winning when you're playing sport. The matter is to enjoy playing throwball. Hope you like my story and be safe. Bye-bye.
As you just heard, many of our athletes participate in Olympic-style individual and team sports. But some athletes choose to compete against themselves and nature. In 2014, Samina Baig was the first Pakistani and the youngest mountaineer to climb Mount Everest. Samina and her brother Mirza Ali conquered the unknown, took on risks, and through determination and trust, they did what only a few have done before them. Moreover, they created a documentary of their climb to share their journey with the world. Their documentary, Beyond the Heights, launched in January of 2015. It captures Samina's journey to conquer her fears and ascend the tallest mountain in the world. It's an extraordinary story of human will, determination, courage, strength, passion, spirit, and patriotism. They battle their own fears and nature's forces like snowstorms, avalanches, altitude sickness, extreme cold, and more. This really is an inspiring story and epic tale. As we heard from our athletes, there can be a diverse experience from sports, whether you engage casually, coach, or excel and play at the professional level. What is a common thread is a set of values and life lessons that have shaped many of us. Sportsmanship, diplomacy, friendship and unity, leadership, resilience, determination, and discipline. Sports provides us an opportunity to cultivate and strengthen these values. They connect us beyond race and religion, and they teach us to never give up, work hard, and get back up when we fall. A common quote you've probably heard before is, it's not whether you win or lose, but it's how you play the game. That same quote applies to life as well. As we go through various struggles and obstacles, it's about the journey, how we approach the challenges ahead of us, and what we learn from our experiences that make us stronger and inevitably more dedicated to our faith. What I look forward to every time I'm able to attend a game is how a sport can unite people and become a universal language of joy and happiness. This sentiment can also be found in our community. During the Golden Jubilee, the first Jubilee Games were held in Nairobi, Kenya in 2008, where the global Jamaat gathered for the first time to celebrate sports. 8 years later, the Jamaat came together again in Dubai for an even bigger competition and celebration. Thousands of Jamaati members across 6 continents united and each brought with them their A game. Let's take a look at the highlight from the games in Dubai, after which we'll reunite with the 2008 women's basketball team.
I would like to congratulate everyone who is participating in and helping out in these games, as well as those who participated in and helped to organize the events leading up to them, for their collective effort to promote fitness and camaraderie through sports. In the current times, I can think of no better way than this, and of no better place than Dubai, to promote the notion of bringing young minds from diverse backgrounds and different environments together in a spirit of friendship and peace. Indeed, this is in keeping with the theme of Expo 2020, which shall take place here in Dubai in just a few years. I know the efforts that all you young and able athletes made to come here. I salute your resolve, and I pray that you may carry that spirit of friendship and peace with you when you return to your homes.
Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Can we actually go around and share with everyone who you are and where you're living, what you're doing?
I'm Alicia. I live in Dallas and I'm teaching middle school.
Hi, y'all. I'm Rabia. I live in Austin and I work in tech.
Hey guys, I'm Sana and I work in healthcare from Houston.
Hey everyone, I'm Kashi. I live in Seattle and I work in consulting.
Hi, I'm Shazana and I'm in Dallas and I do HR.
Hey guys, I'm Zara and I also live in Dallas and I'm an event planner.
Okay, well, I do have a few questions for you all. So to get started, how did you all prepare for the games? How did you train and prepare for the road to Kenya?
So this was actually really tricky because as you just heard, we're all from different places around the United States. So we all kind of practiced on our own. There was a Memorial Day practice where we all got together, I believe in Allegheny College, which was really fun and cool. We tried to also get together as much as we could because of course you need that team chemistry. But really we did a lot of practices with whoever was in Dallas, and then we would each individually like go to the gym, do some cardio, shoot around. We even I think we might be just bought one for the team, but we bought a new basketball because we realized we were going to be using, I think it's a FIBA basketball instead of an NBA basketball. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Kashi, you were in San Francisco, right? So how did you train from there?
Yeah, great question. I think Alicia sort of touched on this, but I was actually consulting and I was living in San Francisco and I was traveling, funnily enough, up to Seattle for work. And instead of coming home every weekend, I'd actually fly to Dallas because half of the team lived in Dallas. Two other girls at the time lived in Houston, or actually only Sana lived in Houston and then two other girls lived in Atlanta. So I tried to make it to Dallas a couple times, and a few of the times that I did make it there, Sana actually drove in from Houston. And so we at least had 6 out of 8 of us able to practice together. And it was really great that, the 4 Dallas girls just hosted us. I think one time the Atlanta girls, Sohina and Anissa, both flew in once or twice, and Gami, our coach, too. So I think the fact that we were all just trying to stay connected, even though we didn't live next to each other, letting each other know what drills we did or things that worked or didn't work, and getting a sense of our skill sets virtually because we hadn't had that chemistry the way other teams might have was helpful.
Yeah, that's cool. Do any of you have a favorite drill? Any suicides, burpees?
I know the one that I remember is we would always have to do free throws, and if we did it, we'd have to run suicide. So that wasn't fun. It wasn't my favorite, but that's one I'll always remember.
Yeah. Have any of you been to Kenya before the games? No, it was your first time. What was Kenya like?
I thought it was a great experience. It's definitely something that I won't ever forget. We went there not knowing what to expect. But as soon as we got there, everything was so well organized. But there were things that we had to adapt to. There was power outages, cold showers, and definitely the altitude. We got there early so we can adjust to it or try our best to adjust to the altitude. I think the best thing there was everyone coming from different countries and regions and, meeting all the Smileys that came to represent their country. And it's definitely something that I won't forget. We got to just meet a bunch of people. I have family there, so that was nice. I'm very fortunate that I got to go and represent Team USA, and I'm sure everyone feels the same way.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed, like learning about the culture, the different people that we met, I think was really amazing just along the way. I think just piggybacking off of what Shazana said, like our journey getting there and then being there was just so incredible with all the different experiences that we had as we were there. And the food, like amazing food. I think that was one of the biggest things that I just like really enjoyed is eating there.
That's awesome.
I'm laughing at the food comment because while I think we all appreciated exploring the different tastes of Kenya, the timing of the food available and the type of food available wasn't quite conducive to the athlete.
Yeah.
So many a day, several times a day, all of us just looking at each other like, you want me to eat what? And then play with all this oil in my belly. So it was like, it felt like we had some level of induced food coma.
Yeah.
And then it was go play.
Yeah.
I think the best part was just how many different cultures were surrounding to make our one big brotherhood. As much as I'm sure we all wanted to win, I think the best part was the evening events from seeing the Syrian brothers playing music in the tent one evening, and we had a jewelry event one evening where Kashi, I don't know if you remember, but you purchased me a blue locket that I still wear, and it had Allah and like this blue stone. Even going to Jamaat Khana in Kenya was so enamoring when I sat next to this Afghani girl, and her just posture was so different and her mannerisms are so different from me, but we were reciting the same prayer. So I think that was like one of the most memorable events of my life.
Yeah, that sounds so special. So you guys had some challenging games when you were in Kenya. Definitely, I heard stories about Team Canada and Team Syria. Rabia, can you tell us more about one of those games and what it was like?
Yeah, I mean, Team Canada, we played them a couple times, and I will say they were probably one of our toughest competitors. It was a pretty close game, and we pretty much knew we were going to come back up against them in our playoffs. And so that's Asher back there.
Hi, Asher.
And so, we were really like keen to kind of make sure we brought our A game and we could kind of win that. And, starting that game, I remember one of the main things was, come here, baby. So one of the first things was the elevation, right? Like it was completely different for us playing in Nairobi. We did get there, right? Yeah. By the way, I met my husband at Golden Jubilee Games, so this is a direct product of JG right here. He's getting shy. So the elevation was different. We had a few days there early to practice, but it was something that really took getting used to. The other thing was our team was really kind of down. So we started this whole tournament with 8 people total, and by the end of it, come playoffs time, we were pretty much down to like 5 people without injuries. And
wow.
Yeah, it was a pretty tough game. I remember they definitely came and brought their A game. They started the game with like a full court press strategy, and we were pretty much, to be honest, doomed after they started that. We would come back from that moment. Honestly, I was very impressed with, the game that they brought, and it was a big challenge. And at the end of the day, like we had a great time playing with them, and being able to go to Nairobi and actually have like challenging athletes to come up against was really exciting.
I don't know if y'all remember or had the same kind of feeling about the game against Syria, but for me, the game against Syria, the main thing that sticks out is I remember being on the court with those girls and not understanding a word of what they were saying. But to me, it was like such a cool experience to look back on and just be like, we could not communicate at all, but we were in this like arena playing this game in such a competitive and a brother and sisterhood nature, which was so cool to be a part of, because I'm like, even after the game, it was like, you couldn't really say good job. You just could do like a little high five, like good game type of thing. But it was just a cool aspect of the whole environment of the games, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like the level of passion that they brought, like they showed up to play. And I think that was really an interesting experience coming, I think from, a level of privilege that we all might come from, to go to Kenya, to come across people from so many different countries, from so many different backgrounds, and so many different walks of life, that we walked onto that court, and no matter our background, it was the only thing that set us apart were our skills. And they brought that, and I think that was an interesting experience for me, and I think all of us, to just see that we had competition everywhere. That just because the NBA exists in the US or Canada doesn't mean that that's the only place the game is played well.
Yeah. Describe your experience in 2 words. What would they be?
Life-changing.
One word, unforgettable.
Memorable.
She just took that was my word, memorable.
Okay, here, we'll do it together. Making
memories.
I'd say eye-opening.
Yeah. I heard that many of you practice meditation and breathing exercises to kind of get into the zone. So it would be really great if we could all do this together, and you at home join us as well. Alicia, do you want to guide us along?
So I don't know how many of you guys watched The Last Dance, by the way, but in there they even talked about how the Chicago Bulls used to do and they might still do a grounding practice. And I know that whether you're grounding yourself or you're meditating or whatever the case may be, doing something like this when you feel the chaos of the world around you, when you're about to do a big presentation, have a big game, take a big test, is so, so important. So I invite each of you guys to just kind of sit in a very comfortable position. And please close your eyes as I close mine as well. And just take a deep inhale breath in. And exhale. And as you come across other thoughts in your mind, that's okay, that's normal. Continue to focus on your breath. And inhale. And exhale, and feel your breath go in and fill your lungs completely. And exhale for calmness and strength and peace. And continue to inhale and exhale as much as you need to in order to find that balance and sense of presence. And when you're ready, please open up your eyes and be grateful, as I am, for these beautiful, amazing people around me, and for all of you guys for tuning in and joining us.
Wow, I feel like I could conquer the world right now. Well, thank you so much, ladies, for spending your Sunday with me. I hope you all are doing well and staying safe, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
That meditation was great. Before a big interview, I'll do a quick meditation and clear my mind so I can focus and calm my nerves, especially when I'm interviewing my athletic heroes. Pursuing a career in sports journalism has been a unique and rewarding career path. When I was in high school, I realized that, look, I wasn't going to play on the collegiate level, but I still wanted to be around sports, so I decided to do the next best thing, cover sports. In my time doing sports radio and TV, I've learned that just like in sports, hard work pays off. But I'm not the only one to pursue such an exciting career. In a moment, we'll hear from some of my peers, their journey, and what inspired them to pursue journalism.
My name is Sabrina Merchant, and I am a sports writer in Los Angeles, California. I've been a sports fan my entire life. Watching the Lakers and the Dodgers with my family growing up was the formative experience of my childhood, and I've known for a very long time that I wanted to be professionally involved in sports. I used to take stats for my high school football team. I applied to college as a pre-med so that I could be an orthopedic surgeon for athletes down the line. But it wasn't until I got to Duke University that I realized that writing was really my passion. The problem was, when I finished school, the way that I had trained to be a journalist, by writing for a daily print newspaper, was a role that was essentially becoming extinct. Suddenly, everyone with access to a laptop could be a sports writer. That meant that I could also be a sports writer, but I had to figure out how to distinguish myself from everyone who had access to a laptop. The thing that I love about sports writing, though, is it's not just about games and wins and losses. Sports are at the intersection of everything: politics, science, data analytics, human interest. Anything that you could possibly want to write about has a frame in sports. And so I figured out a way to combine my interests, like math and history, and also just an undying love for basketball, and combine it to carve out my own niche in what has become an increasingly competitive industry. It took a long time to get to this point. I had to write for free. I freelanced for every outlet that showed even a modicum of interest in me. At one point, I was writing for 5 websites simultaneously. But my family has always been very supportive of any hard work that I've put in pursuit of my dream. And the community in my Jamaat Khana revels in my accomplishments almost as much as I do. I take great pride in the fact that I occupy a profession where there aren't a lot of people who look like me, and I get to tell stories that otherwise wouldn't be unearthed. It still thrills me when I get to see myself in a scrum on national television, or the fact that I get to talk shop with Lou Williams and Danny Green. I can't imagine my professional life turning out any other way.
My name is Shakir John Mohamed. I'm a broadcast engineer for ESPN and the ACC Network at Virginia Tech. I'm a voice and a play-by-play broadcaster for 3304 Sports, and I'm a rising senior for the Sports Media Analytics program at Virginia Tech. I got my start in broadcasting my freshman year. I had come in initially to do political science and journalism, but second semester freshman year, an opportunity opened up for me under the Virginia Tech athletics department with video. And so I applied and I got a job as a PA. So I worked my way up from there, from a PA to a camera operator to a video coordinator to now where I am today as a broadcast engineer. And during this process, I've always felt like I had a lot of support coming from the Jamaat in this endeavor. The Jamaat has given me the opportunity to build confidence within myself, to build these foundations to where I'm able to go out and pursue these things. And even though it's not the most common career that I'm pursuing, the Jamaat has never given me any pushback, and my parents have never given me any pushback. The one condition set to be by my parents when I told them that I wanted to enter in sports was as long as I did it at a high level, just like a lot of our farmans talk about, where we don't settle for mediocrity. And so that's the one goal and the one condition they've set on me in pursuing sports. And it's been an amazing opportunity for me to be able to try this. I have a long way to go before I'll be content with where I am within the sports industry. I certainly have a lot to learn, and I'm more than willing to do so. But I am very much happy with where I am right now, and I'm looking forward to see what the future has for me.
My passion for sports really is what drove me to getting into sports journalism. At 17 years old, I found out that I really, really loved sports, basketball in particular, and writing and journalism. And that's what really drove me to pursue journalism. And I started blogging for Chicago Now, a subsidiary of the Chicago Tribune, started writing for the school newspaper. Then I wrote for RealGM.com, got my big break at Yahoo in 2015 when I was 21 years old, where I served as the national NBA insider for 3 years at Yahoo. For me so far, some of the biggest obstacles that I've faced is really dealing with age and dealing with the fact that I started so young, and I'm only 26 right now. So just continuing to present myself in a mature way and showing people that I work hard, I'm genuine, and I'm honest, and I want to be good with the craft. That has been a big obstacle for me. Acceptance on the sports journalism path wasn't easy initially, but my mom always supported me and wanted to see me succeed. I feel like I've had a lot of memorable moments covering the NBA for 9 years, breaking a lot of major news, interviewing players, writing feature stories. But the most memorable, most proud moment for me was interviewing Kobe Bryant, the late, great Kobe Bryant, in December 2017 before he got his jersey retired in Los Angeles. That was the most proud moment for me so far.
Hi everyone, Yali Madad. My name is Sana Merchant Rupani, and I am currently the Director of Club Social Marketing and Strategy over at the NFL. I am originally from Dallas, went to college in Dallas as well, went to SMU, Pony Up, and graduated from there in 2011 with a major in corporate communications and public affairs and a minor in sports marketing. I think the biggest obstacle I faced in my career, or through my journey, really has been getting disheartened when things didn't work out. So before I got my current job, I think I applied to like 40 or 50 different places, over a span of a couple months. And every time I didn't hear back or an interview didn't work out, I would get really upset about it. But I think what I've learned through the process is that all of it is experience and helping you build up for something else. and you can't let yourself get discouraged. It's a really competitive market. You just have to keep pushing and trying, and the right thing will work out at the right time. Support from my family and the Smiley community, the resources that we provide, the opportunities to mentor or learn from others. Like, I've had mentors, Smiley mentors, who will look at my resume before I applied for things, or they would give me advice on how to handle interviews, and that's really gone a really, really long way for me. So I think all in all, we can be supportive of what each other is doing.
Hi, my name is Shaji Adam. I currently study at the University of North Texas in Denton, Texas, and at UNT I actually major in Converge Broadcast Media. And so how I got my start into this field was actually through my college. So at UNT, I was lost one day and I stumbled into this building to try and see where I was going. And there's a big flyer that said, hey, you want to be on TV? You want to talk sports? And I was like, that's what I'm here for. And it said, join North Texas Television, which is actually the college's television station. I joined, I auditioned, I made some sports shows, and then through the years, I kept working my way up, and now I'm the sports director for North Texas Television. I can't even get into the words of how much that means to me. As far as the Smiley community, they've been amazing. I always, was scared that the more I got into this field, the less involved I'd be in with my community, but that's actually not been the case at all. Because of, where I am, I've had AKYSB, come talk to me saying, hey, we'd love for you to commentate some sports tournaments. That's been awesome. I got to commentate AKYSB's NBA 2K tournament online. It's been fantastic for the community to try and, talk to me. And not to mention, my friends have always, texted me saying, hey, how are you? We love what you're doing. We fully support you. We always listen to you. And they always want to get into sports debates. And that's always the fun part of the job, is just arguing with your friends nonstop. So the Smiley community has really helped out a lot.
Hi, my name is Nabil Kareem. I work at ESPN. I'm an anchor here at SportsCenter. I host a show called The Replay by ESPN on Quibi. And I'm also one of the hockey hosts here for a show called In the Crease on ESPN+. I'm almost 100% sure they got me doing that because I'm Canadian. Hockey, Canada, we go together really well. My ride to get to this point has been pretty incredible and kind of bizarre at the same time. I was majoring in criminology back in Simon Fraser University in my second year, and just had a moment where I realized that I liked it, I didn't love it, and I really wanted to follow my passion, and that was sports broadcasting. But at the time, it was difficult because there weren't many people who looked like us that were out there, especially in our community. And the one guy who was in sports at that time in Canada was Farhan Lalji, who ended up becoming a colleague of mine. He's a friend of mine. I worked with him at TSN. But it was hard to imagine yourself in that space because there was just such little representation. But I'm so glad that I followed my passion. I've moved from Prince George to Winnipeg to Toronto, and now here to Bristol, Connecticut, and who knows what's next. But our Smiley community has been so vital for me, because there were other journalists, young journalists coming up at that time, kind of going through the same struggles, and they were able to mentor me at that time, which was amazing, and I'm so grateful for that. And that's a big reason why I believe paying it forward is so huge. And there were also other people in our community, volunteers in Jamaat Khana, that I confided in. AKYSB was a big part of my childhood growing up, and also a big part of my university life. And there are people that I still talk to today who have been so influential. So our community has been, again, just so vital in the success of my career. And we'll see where it goes from here.
Hello, and Yali Madad. My name is Ali Khan Bijani. I currently cover the Houston Rockets in the NBA for The Athletic. My life has been defined by my faith, my desire to teach, and my passion for sports. And since 2013, I have been able to live my passion for sports and educating as Rockets Insider. I graduated from the University of Texas in 2018, and am currently pursuing a Master's of Public Health with the intention of, inshallah, going to medical school. Journalism for me has always been a hobby that transformed into an incredible opportunity. I started my journey in high school, creating Rockets Insider, a Twitter account with my friends Adam Kermali and Faraz Varani. We covered games and tried to provide holistic coverage. I especially loved the strategic aspect of basketball, and I found my niche dissecting the key plays that decided the outcomes of the biggest games. This hobby became my passion, and I spent many hours learning how to break down basketball and educate readers. In 2015, I was given an opportunity to write for a small blog. My work would be shared on social media, and editors from various outlets reached out and asked if I could write for their site. I took advantage of every opportunity, eventually going from websites to also doing live TV and radio. If not for the support of the Ismaili community, I wouldn't be where I am today. In particular, I want to thank Rahel Ramzan-Ali, an Ismaili pioneer in sports journalism. He gave me my first experience covering an NBA game when I first started with ESPN Houston. Since then, I've been blessed with a chance of covering the NBA and interviewing legends like LeBron James, James Harden, and my favorite player of all time, Hakeem Olajuwon. In the spirit of brotherhood, the thing that makes our Ismaili community strong and proud, I hope to be able to help my younger brothers and sisters achieve their goals of becoming journalists and sports reporters. Thank you.
My name is Salman Ali, and I cover the Houston Rockets for ESPN 97.5. I never really wanted to be a sports writer. Actually, first time I thought about it was a conversation with my dad. I've always been opinionated about sports, and my dad was like, why don't you write about it? You're always tweeting about it. And I did. And I remember actually asking someone that I knew here in Houston for an internship at ESPN 97.5. And I got the internship. The next year, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to see if they would want me to write for them, for their website, full time, and, see if I can go cover games for them. I emailed the editor really boldly asking if I could be credentialed for that season. And he was like, yeah, we'll credential you. And I remember going to the Toyota Center one day, picked up my credential, and it was one of the highest points of my career. It was really gratifying that all that work I put in behind the scenes had been paid off. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's super competitive, but once you get into it, it's really fun and gratifying to do something that you love and receive compensation for it. I love it. It's a passion of mine for sure. And I don't see myself ever, no matter where I go in life, I don't see myself not writing about sports. I just don't.
In our last segment, we'll explore Seva through sports and learn more about the Jubilee program. After the launch of the Jubilee Games, athletes from the U.S. traveled to India, Pakistan, and Afghanistan to mentor and coach young athletes. In December of 2018, 2 teams of coaches and counselors traveled to Mumbai, Karachi, and Gilgit. The teams coordinated with the local AKYSB teams to put together a basketball camp for boys and girls ranging from 10 to 22 years old. Every day, the camp would begin with a guided meditation, warm-up, and stretch. This would be followed by drills and practice games. After the basketball skills portion, 2 counselors would conduct a lifestyle session with the participants. They explore the topics of sportsmanship, how to build a strong, trusting team, fitness and nutrition, and lessons in resilience. In India, the group also learned from local Paralympic athletes on the Indian wheelchair basketball team. They learned about the journey these athletes endured on how they taught themselves how to play basketball in a different way. The participants certainly displayed empathy and put themselves in others' shoes. And they had the opportunity to practice shooting and dribbling in wheelchairs. Let's hear from some of our coaches who facilitated the program in Karachi and Gilgit to learn about their experience.
Hello everyone, my name is Seva Galani, and here with me I have some of the participants of the Jubilee Gym that took place in Pakistan. The team was able to go to both Karachi and Gilgit. Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Can we go around and have each of you introduce yourselves?
My name is Danish Pradhan. I grew up in Dallas. I went to school at the University of Texas at Austin. I work at Amazon now. It's an online bookstore, for those of you that don't know. It's in Seattle. And yeah, thanks for having us.
Hi everyone, my name is Zain Montani. I grew up in Dallas as well. I went to school at Duke where I studied economics, and currently I work for Red Ventures, which is a marketing technology company in Charlotte.
Hi everyone, I'm from Oklahoma City. I went to school at Oklahoma State University, and then I also went to a doctorate program at Langston University for physical therapy. My current work is actually in construction and real estate development. And how I kind of know these guys is just playing basketball and competing once together, and then we joined as teams. So.
Hey, my name is Asad Nagani. I went to school at Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh, where I studied economics and statistics. And now I'm back in Dallas working for TXU Energy, a retail electricity provider.
And I'm Shaheen. I am from Dallas, live in Austin now. I work at a consulting firm, Slalom, and went to Emory University. I am a member of the national AKYSB team and was able to also go to Pakistan with all of you and help facilitate some sessions post-basketball with the youth around youth development.
All right. So thanks, guys, for joining. It's exciting to get us all back together again. So the program itself was a program in partnership with AKYSB USA and AKYSB Pakistan. We took elite athletes. So these individuals that you see here on the screen were actually the gold medalists for the games in Dubai. And the intent was for us to go to Pakistan and to be able to teach skills of basketball, but also to be able to teach them various life skills, whether that was around self-confidence or public speaking, just even general confidence in the ability to try something new. And so it was a really cool partnership to be able to go. And so we were in Gilgit and in Karachi and spent a little time in Islamabad as well. So just interacted with youth pretty much of all ages, elementary through college, and teaching them basketball and other skills.
Yeah, it's interesting. So when in 2015, I believe, Asad and myself started preparing for what we thought would be a similar basketball camp in India. And it turned out none of us were able to even get visas after we put this curriculum together. So the three of us kind of had given up on this idea that we're having an experience like this. So in 2018, when Chairman Sean called me about the opportunity, I couldn't believe it. It seemed too good to be true, because this was something I had written off as even a possibility. And where I was at in my life at that point, I was, a little bit lost, looking for purpose. I wanted to get back into the community and do Seva. I just didn't know how. And so when this happened, like I said, it seemed too good to be true. And it's funny, our parents, or my mom at least, growing up, she would, if anything would happen, any coincidence, any mild coincidence, she'd be, oh, Mola's blessings, And it was one of the first times I remember, oh wow, maybe there is something really powerful to that. And so that was just the beginning of it. You guys touched on about how impactful Pakistan itself was. What we were able to do for the community over there. I definitely feel that the impact it had on my life was, exponentially more because of what I was able to do in terms of Seva even after the fact. And so it just opened all these doors that I didn't think were, in a possibility in the future.
Kind of from my perspective. So from a young age, I saw my parents giving back constantly. So I kind of knew at some point I would hit that point in my life where, it's time to give back. So when this opportunity came up, it was almost like a dream come true because it kind of matched giving back and then like what I've been doing for my entire life and like what I love to do. So it was almost no hesitation when it came up that I was like, yeah, I'll, whatever it takes. Definitely want to try to get this done. And I'm very glad I didn't have any hesitation with it because it was truly one of the best experiences probably that I've had to date. And just to be able to first go to the country where my parents grew up, but also go to a part of the country where they wish they always could have gone. But, back in the day, it was very difficult to get to the north. So to be able to go experience that, meet the youth over there who are very, very impressive youth, basketball aside, just as people. It was just a very, very rewarding experience.
We've been blessed to not only go to the games in Dubai, but Portugal for Jubilee. We all unanimously agreed this was the number one unique life experience that any of us have had. And we couldn't have known that going in. So yeah, I completely agree with us. Sorry to cut you off, Sam, go ahead.
Us had started talking about, the opportunity to engage with the youth, not only in Gilgit, but Karachi. I think the most indelible memory that I had was seeing talented the youth of the Jamaat was in Gilgit and Karachi. And it's by talented, it's a different definition of talented than maybe the definition of talent in the Western world, but their capabilities in sport, music, languages, just professional maturity for kids that are, between 8 years old all the way to being teenagers, just seeing how poised and mature and capable they were. There was a stark contrast between, a 16-year-old in Pakistan and a 16-year-old in America. So it was eye-opening and transformative to see how capable they really were. And it also made the entire experience really made me appreciative of all of the things that we would consider luxuries, and even some things that we would consider necessities that we have in the Western world, where those things aren't necessarily always pervasive in Asia, in Pakistan. And I think we all knew this going into it, but then experiencing it firsthand was something that I don't feel words do justice to.
To just kind of piggyback off of what he said, one of the cool things to see, and I don't know if I had this expectation or not, but just an observation was, so after we did our basketball portion, they would go into like a classroom portion with Shaheen. And one of the cool things to see was just how motivated and ambitious all their youth were to, one, succeed in their own way, and then two, they all just wanted they all wanted to get out to get education, but then come back to Gilgit and try to improve their own community. And for, these kids were, as young as 9 to as old as like 20 or so. And to hear, kids of that age say, hey, I want to go do this, 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 and I want to come back and improve this, this, and this. Like, it was really, really inspiring to see. And I guess that was something that kind of blew me away almost.
I don't think any of those responses to the question that Asad's talking about were, hey, I want to make a lot of money, or I want to have this many Instagram followers. It was all, hey, I want to do this for my school. I want to do this for my parents. And it was all out of the genuine good nature of their heart, rather than chasing some external goal or trying to be, like person X, or, like have the resume of person Y. It wasn't any of that.
Yeah, and the Jubilee was behind them the whole time, right? We had so many, both in Gilgit and in Karachi, volunteers there, but it was like whatever we needed. They built a basketball court in Gilgit. The parking lot was converted into a basketball court, and so it shows again that no matter where we are in the world, like, our community stands up for what our youth want, and that was so evident. And even if that was, you registered and they weren't coming, their volunteers are like calling them and saying, you got to get here, you have to come here. It was a whole community effort. Like, we went, and I don't remember ever having to think about my schedule, because there was always someone or volunteer or something, like, taking me from point A to point B and knowing what's next. And we were fed very well, and et cetera. It was just, and it was because we were Smiley, and, we could have that community regardless of where we were.
Yeah. I think Seva is often so much ingrained into who we are. And it's a really beautiful thing when giving back to the community is combined with your passion. And so I'm so glad that you all had this opportunity to go back to Pakistan and to experience that with different community members. So let's actually check in with some of your participants. I think we're going to have Arif and Soha join us. So let's dial them in.
Danish, give them a call.
Will do.
Yay!
How you doing?
Good. It's so good to be back together again.
Yeah. Yes.
So good to see you, Soha and Arif.
Thank you so much. Same here.
You want to tell us a little bit about how your experience was when we were in Pakistan with you?
That was amazing.
It was amazing for us too.
Yeah.
Arif, you want to tell us a little bit?
I think. Thank you so much for inviting me. Firstly, I was really amazed to know about the coaches, coming to Pakistan, and especially to Gilgit to train us. The basketball, personally for me, it was a huge thing, I always admired and dreamed about playing basketball from a very young age, and I never expected to around with such amazing coaches. Yeah. who are willing to offer the hidden knowledge of basketball. Yeah.
Well, you were really good, so they didn't have too much to teach you.
Okay.
So, what's one of your favorite memories that you have?
The morning exercise that we used to do.
But what about the lessons of the day? Do y'all remember the morning lessons of the day?
Yeah.
Forget that.
No shortcut. Trust the process.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, no shortcuts.
Very good. Inshallah, we will be able to come back sometime in the future and we will have new lessons of the day.
Inshallah.
That's great. Are you all still? Do you still see the other players and get together on your court and practice?
Actually, I'm in Islamabad. I had joined university, so I'm not able to go to the court.
Oh, okay. Well, congratulations on joining the university. That's exciting.
What are you studying?
Thank you so much. I'm doing TV broadcasting.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing.
Very good.
Look at that.
I think Soha's team won nationals gold medal in Pakistan sports tournaments.
Oh, did y'all win gold, Soha?
Yes, I won gold medal and Diamond Jubilee Sports Festival.
Oh,
wow.
awesome.
Congratulations.
You got your
Thank you so much.
Anything else you want to share, Ara? Was there anything else that you wanted to share about how the program, what it meant to you?
Yes, I will. I think I have learned about different aspects of the game, not only the drills and the tactics that are really needed in game, but also the mental aspect of the game, which plays an important part of the game. Your coaches conduct various session about strengthening our emotional intelligence and as well as physical strength that is needed in a game. Yeah.
Awesome. That's so great. So what is one thing that you feel you learned?
The defense techniques from Coach Danish.
Well, we're hoping that we can have one day a team of young girls from America come and play all of you from Pakistan. That would be so awesome to see a team of y'all, and I'm pretty sure you would beat many of us because now you've had so much practice and coaching.
Arif, do you want to talk about the impact after the camp and how things have gone and what you've done since after the camp, what you learned from it?
Yes, Coach. The camp has given me hope to never give up on my dream, to do hard work and to achieve my dream. Because of the camp, I have more positivity and mental strength to handle my thoughts and the routine things in my life. Yeah.
We're very proud of you, Arif, and so good job.
Yeah, good job.
Yes, it's so exciting. It's so exciting to see you both and to see that you're doing so well.
Yeah.
Basketball is still a part
Thank
of your
you
life.
so much for recording us.
Yeah. You'll have to keep sending us pictures of the beautiful mountains. It does not look like that here. We definitely miss it.
Thank you for giving us confidence to believe in our abilities.
Absolutely. Y'all are amazing. You gave us confidence as well. So as much as you got out of the program, we definitely got just as much, if not more.
Now it's y'all's responsibility to take those same lessons and learnings and messages and impart them to the rest of the youth in Gilgit who you all see every day. So you all as leaders, that's a big responsibility for you.
Inshallah, Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Bye.
Bye, Aris. Bye, Soha.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
What an amazing and special experience for both our athletes and the young basketball players. Thank you for spending your Sunday with me and celebrating sports. Through sports, we see how pluralism, diplomacy, meritocracy, and health and wellness come to life and influence so many in our community, plus provide us the opportunities to unite and celebrate. From regional and national programs, the Jubilee Games, professional careers, and giving back to the community. Now it's your turn to work hard and learn all of these positive lessons. I hope to see you on the court real soon. Thank you, and Yali Madad.